Please read this disclaimer carefully before proceeding further. Alright traders, let's look at gold, XAUUSD. Thanks for joining me in this analysis. My name is Vic. Now gold obviously moved higher and we were expecting it because we had a pattern in there. I'm not sure whether you have actually seen my previous analysis. For past 2 weeks I've been saying that gold was expected to go higher, and we have been actually taking long positions on gold, and those have been profitable. So what is going on with gold right now? We'll come to that in a second, but just look at the monthly point of view, and this I've been covering for months now. That market has completed a pattern here, which is a W pattern here, which basically means that it is expected to go down ultimately, but that does not mean that it will just go down in a straight line. There will be ups and downs, and there will be corrections and corrections on corrections, and then it will go down because market runs in waves. So you have multiple waves in there, and when the correction will come, it will come into A, B, C, D sort of pattern. And right now we have a correction on this downward correction, if that makes sense. So we were expecting this, and because the month is not over yet, we do not know exactly where it can go to. It can go all the way to this level, which is to 2027 level, or it can come down to near about 1700 or 1800, 1770 or 1800 level as well. But ultimately we are expecting it to go down because of this candlestick pattern that you can see, huge rejection and then followed by a confirmation, and this can be a minor upward move, which can go all the way to 2026 to create a W pattern. We will see that in a second if you're not following me on that. Okay, so what we have here is market came to mid of the Bollinger Band, and this is where we took our long position because we knew that market was also creating an M pattern. And if you know how to quantify those W and M patterns using FCP analysis, then you know exactly what I mean. We were able to take long position from here. In fact, when I was teaching one of my students, we were able to predict this on daily time frame. I mentioned to him that after this candle, the next day was going to be bullish, and from there we were expecting bullish move all the way to this level, and then we were expecting a downward move. Market runs in specific patterns, and if you know how to read those patterns, you will never be lost where the market is going to go to, because you will always have some kind of some kind of plan, whether it wants to go up, whether it wants to go down. Remember, you can make money on both sides. You can take long positions if it is going up, you can take short positions when it is going down. So you do not necessarily have to have a bias in the market. You can just play with what market is giving you. But for that you need to understand how the markets work and how you can read these W and M patterns. Just for your information here, just to show you, here we have this W pattern here, and when W pattern completes, the market goes down, right? And then we had another W pattern here. This is where it went down. There was another W pattern, market went down, and then we had an M pattern here, and that's why the market went up in this candle a little bit. It reached its first profit target, and now it is creating a W pattern once again, which is going to complete around here. And when the W pattern completes, the market is expected to go down once again. Similarly, we were able to spot an M pattern here, a complex M pattern, which completed here, right there, and that is why it went up. So based on that, what we can do is we can bring in our original analysis, which we covered, and these are the FCP zones that we found out. They need revision now because the market has nearly created new structure, but we were expecting market to come to this FCP zone from here. And I was not personally involved in that short position, however I was involved in this long position from here. Okay, so that reached the profit target, and if you are still long from here, then you know where this is going to go to. This is going to come somewhere around here. It can actually, when the market opens, can fall from here because it has completed an FCP pattern, a W pattern already, but a better version of that W pattern is somewhere around here. So for me, if the market comes somewhere around here near about 1940, 1942 level or so, then I will look for a short position. If the market starts to go down right now, as soon as the market opens, I do not actually place my trades when the market opens or closes on Friday. So even if it starts to go down, I will not be interested in selling, because I have this rule that I will not open any position on the market open after the weekend, or I will not open a position when the market is about to close on Friday as well. So I'm just simply going to stay out, and I'm just going to miss that opportunity. That's fine. There are plenty of opportunities that we have. Okay, so this is what we have been looking at, and some of these levels are still valid, but we are going to revise them in our Telegram group. You are free to you are welcome to join that as well. In our Telegram group, I mentioned this on Friday that market was expected to go to this FCP zone, and once that was broken, we were expecting it to go to 1936 or so, and after that, this what happened. So it went to this level of 1925, and most probably if this FCP zone does not hold it, then we are going to go to 1936 sort of FCP zone. So this analysis is still valid, and we also have a W pattern here, and that is why we were able to predict that. Okay, so let's revise this. Okay, I'm going to just remove everything and we'll start afresh. What we are going to do is we are going to look at higher time frame once again, but if you want a better analysis of higher time frame, then go and check out on my YouTube channel. There is a playlist on gold trading, on gold analysis, and that has all previous analysis in there. So that should be more than enough to actually provide you context of what I'm talking about. So let's look at monthly time frame. So we know that market can actually come all the way. Okay, if I just look here. Okay, so there are two levels that I can clearly see. One is around here, and second one is around here. Okay, and if I go to if I squeeze out, and if I draw fib on this leg, then we know that we have this level as well, which hasn't actually reached yet. So it is still a possibility, and these levels. And if I draw fib on this, that level has been reached. So this one has been reached, and that's why the market is actually moving upwards, because we had this FCP zone here. Okay, and then we have another FCP zone right here, which is actually of higher probability. So that's what we're looking at. And if I move that to somewhere around here, that looks like a very good FCP zone. So if I just quickly check this, because in our business, accuracy is everything, and this is 38.2, so market is expected to actually come back to this level ultimately. So we'll be looking for short positions once the market has reached a particular level, because this is going to be our profit target. And once this zone is broken, then we'll be looking for the next zone, which is available at the bottom. So this is our first FCP zone, and this is our second FCP zone. So these are the levels that we are looking at, and we also have these specific levels here. Okay, and then we go to the weekly time frame, and okay, so near about that. Okay, give me just 1 second. Yep, okay, that's looking good. So we have this FCP zone. Let me just quickly move that here. And we have this one somewhere around here. Okay, so these levels are still important, so we treat them as support and resistance levels, so market can actually reach there and start to give us opportunities. Okay, what we can see, that market is moving upwards from here, and it can reach that sort of level. So we have somewhere around this, so this becomes kind of our mini FCP zone right here. Okay, let's bring this here so that we know what we are looking at. Let me quickly move this here, and if we take one to this place, Right, so we are looking at weekly time frame. Obviously this may take time and it can actually go up and down on daily time frame. That's possible. So this is exactly where the water cluster moving average is as well. So that is why this 1832 is actually looking very good. And there are a few other factors. As you can see, there is a huge M pattern forming right now. So if this level is broken of 1858 is broken right there, then we know where it can come to. If we draw fib on this, we know it is expected to come to 88.6 right there, and that is right into that FCP zone. So if you're doing it properly, then everything lines up in the market, because market runs in harmonic moves and it has like a rhythm to it. Okay, so what we have here is we have this W pattern, so we should be simply checking its fibs, and we can see that it has come to 50%. That means it is expected to come to somewhere around here. That's where it can go to. And there is another pattern that we can actually check right now, and yeah, perfect. So I'm going to increase the FCP zone a little bit. So this is going to be my FCP zone, right? And once the market has reached there in this zone, then we can actually we can redefine it, because it's a little too big for now. So we can actually look into that based on the market structure which is going to develop right there. But this is what we are looking at. If the market reaches there, then we are looking for a short position if it reaches this FCP zone. Okay, and other level to watch out is this. That's a minor level. And what else do we have? Okay, yeah, there is another thing that we can do here is if I draw fib on here. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to actually increase this FCP zone somewhere around here, right? So if the market actually comes into this FCP zone, then we're looking for a short entry, right? And if you're long, then you should be taking profit somewhere around here, or at least moving your stops or managing a position. If I go to the 4-hour time frame, we already know that market is struggling with but market has just tested 200 moving average, which is yellow in here, and that basically means that market can could be going towards this. So if I draw fib on this, that actually lines up very nicely here. There is one pattern which actually completed here, and this is the one that I showed you on here. So there is one FCP zone here, and that's why I said if the market starts to roll down from here where it is right now, I'm not interested in selling, because I cannot open into position as soon as the market opens. But if it reaches somewhere around here in the same FCP zone, which is 1936 1940 level, then I'll be looking to short that. So this is where I should be. I'm looking for a short position, but ideally what I should be doing is creating two FCP zones here, which are very close to each other, but this is how they should be. Okay, so any of these FCP zones, I'm looking for a short entry into this market, so somewhere around like this, right? And if you want to build position on this, let's say your analysis is saying that gold is going to go down ultimately to this level or even lower the level, then this can be a very good area where you can start building your positions, right? You can go for short position, and then if the market gives you another one, then you can go another short position. So this is how you can actually do this, because we have very good W pattern here, and we also have another W pattern here. So there are dual confirmations happening somewhere around here, and based on the confirmations you can take those positions. And I'll be looking for one of those confirmation techniques that we have 5 confirmation techniques, and one of them is Vata as well. So let's look at Vata for 1 second. Okay, on Vata, what we can see on weekly time frame, that market has already shown us it wants to go down. This is still bearish here, but it can come to approximately this sort of profit target, which is 1800, and this is what it is showing. And this was placed here as a profit target in this week. So for now the market is going upwards, and we are still looking for a short position in there, hoping that the market will ultimately reach this profit target of 1800. Okay, so if I go to the daily time frame, what we can see that market is going upwards, and we know that we already have a profit target which is 1932. So that is definitely looking on the cards right now, but it can actually go a little bit higher as we have seen in our analysis, and once it has reached there, then we can look for short position. One thing that you might be interested in, something like this, there is a trend line which is running. It's not one of the powerful trend lines, but I mean, it is there anyway to build a confluence. So that's what we have on 4-hour time frame. Actually, even before that, if you wanted to take a long position here, then you could have gained this much, but I would have managed that long position here. Color was changed, then we got a signal, very nice signal, and then since then market has been moving upwards. I was able to take long position here when the color changed, and I was able to take that long position, and I exited somewhere around here where my first profit target was. I was not interested in this long position, but I'm interested in a short position. If I get a color change here and if I get a confirmation here, then I'll be looking for a short position on gold. If I go to the 1-hour time frame to see if there was anything that we could have taken on 1-hour time frame, this was the color change, and my analysis was already saying that this was going to go up, so we could have actually taken this trade. And we can see that there is an extended W pattern forming right now. So if I draw Fibonacci on that, this is probably going to go to one of these extended Fibonacci targets there, and we can already see that market has started to show some bearishness, some weakness in here. But this is 1-hour time frame, and lower time frames definitely have more noise. So I'll be monitoring this on 4-hour time frame to see if I get a signal, and if I get a signal, then I will go for a short position. So that's my analysis on gold. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found these useful. If you did, hit the like button and let me know what you think about this analysis and what is your opinion. If you are interested in training program, you should see the description. If you are interested in learning more about Vata indicator, see the description, there is a link there, and go and check out the playlist on gold analysis on YouTube. There is a ton of educational material in there. I've been talking about gold for a long time now, and I've been covering it from all the angles, shorts, longs, and everything is in there. So if you watch that in serial fashion, you will learn a lot from those analysis videos alone. Okay, so I'll see you in the next week. If you're interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to Vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see core strategy training program. On this page you'll be able to see the testimonials of previous students, and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence training program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you're interested in joining this program, come to Vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.